lucky, you know, because every girl in our youth group wanted to date this guy and his brothers. And I don't know what it was about me, because I was such a tomboy. I was such a jock growing up, and all these really beautiful, beautiful girls and hair and makeup, and they wanted to date these guys, and I was like, let's go play basketball. You know, so I was like, I don't know what it was about me, but he chose me. And I felt lucky. And we had 7.5 years of great dating relationship. I had come from a broken home, so I didn't have a father in my life every day telling me that I was beautiful, that I was a princess, that God had a plan for my life, until this young kid who had found faith later in life walked into my life, and he began to speak those things into my life.
Okay, so let's stop there for just a second, because you didn't have a father in your life. And I understand that pain. I did have a father in my life, but the relationship with my father wasn't good. So it really distorts relationships many times.
I think so.
But I think what I'm hearing you say is your foundation that your mother instilled in you, and your faith in Christ, your friendships, the development that you'd had growing up, allowed you to recognize a healthy relationship and be yourself. You were confident in who you were. You didn't have to press up and put all that stuff on. And so I think that's probably what he recognized in you, is your authenticity.
Yeah, and I was comfortable in my own skin. I've always been comfortable in my own skin. You know, I know we go through those seasons of comparing, and I wish this and I wish that. I think we'll always have that no matter how old we get. But at the end of the day, I know who I am in Christ. I'm confident in that, and I'm okay with that. You know, even in the gifts, I began to pursue music in my youth group, and writing and things like that. And eventually I signed my first record deal in 1995. And you know, I could sit and compare myself to some of my greatest friends in the industry, like Natalie Grant, who could sing the wallpaper off of the wall.
She's amazing.
But I always tease her and say, but you can't dance like me. So I think we're even. But you know, I never felt like I had a great gift of music either, not some big great voice, but I think again at the end of the day I felt like, but I've got something. But like God gave me something, and I can do something with this. And you know, I just began to follow down that road of music and ministry, and got married in 1990, and he began to travel with me and minister with me full time on the road, and we just somehow made it work. We juggled a lot of things together, but we made it work. At the end of the day, we didn't just love each other, but we liked each other. And I was a lucky girl. Even I was a blessed woman, even throughout my entire marriage, because I knew love faithfully. I knew love consistently. I never questioned it. I never doubted it. And when we talk about knowing who we are in Christ, so much of that also is very helpful when we surround ourselves with good people that also celebrate us in our relationship with Jesus. And for a woman to have a man in her life that fully covers her, that fully believes in her, that constantly reminds her how beautiful she is, I had that every day. So I also had that confidence, not just from who God said I was, but also who my husband said I was. And everything was about to shift, and everything was about to change. A girl not thinking I had a testimony, and fast forward 11 years later in our marriage, and everything shifted and changed for me.